welcome along and welcome back to Spruce Mountain Farm. Today we need to head down to the shop to start off with because we need to get rid of the stones on field 7. If we can clear those out quite quickly, we can start getting that field planted with grass. Meanwhile, we've got our other grass field needs doing as well. Is there anything available to us in the shop? Not really. We're not doing any straw blowing at the moment. So let's grab ourselves a stone picker. And with a fairly small field, I think, 2 meters, 5.5. I think we will go with this one. I like to go with this one because it's the easiest one for us to work with. BKT tires on it, lease that, and okay. Yeah, it costs a little more to use it, but at the end of the day, it makes things a little bit more efficient and means that we can go a little bit faster. And I'm not too worried about the little bit of extra expense at the moment. This tractor should be more than capable of running it as well. So that will be really useful. And then what we're going to do is get the little New Holland tractor actually doing the seeding, because that will do very well on that. And we can then use this to go and cut the grass on the top. Sort of field 5D, I think is probably what we'll call it, which is our grass field around the cow pasture. I can see we've still got lime showing through the grass. That should disappear fairly quickly once we actually cut it, and we'll be much better off the second cut. What we want to do though is get this clear of these stones first, as I said. So turn it on, drop it down, and away we go. This will have the added benefit as well of clearing this up and making it easier for our seeder to go over it afterwards. 5 rows in, coming up to the end of the 5th row, and we are now 56% full. So got quite a bit of stones on these fields. We are nowhere near even halfway through this field either. So it's quite a large amount of stones that our equipment has pulled up. I'm quite glad that going forwards, we're not going to be doing using the plow, the ripper on this field, because obviously it has pulled up a lot of stones doing this field, and I'd expect it to pull up a lot more if we were to continue on here and do more work on this field. So that's actually a plus that's come out of this. On the other hand, it does worry me slightly as to whether we're going to end up ripping up more stones on the other fields that we're going to be working on. So I don't know whether it might be worth holding on to this. How much was this per day? So lead cost of this per day is 520, which is not horrible, but at the same time is, another 520 pound per day that's going out of our money. So I probably want to avoid that. I think it's going to be one of those things where we'll take the hit for it now, and we'll see what happens after we finish this year's harvest and go through and throw our plow through the ground. Because of course, doing both cotton and corn, we have to plow every year in order to do that. We actually take a hit on our, well, we don't actually. I was going to say we take a hit on our soil and our environmental score, but we actually don't. If we go from plowing to a direct seeder, you don't take the hit. You actually do fairly well, and we can see this in our environmental scores on our fields. They're not actually that bad at all. 61 for all of field 5, 53 for all of field 6, and 53 for all of field 8. So the one that we actually did the ploughing on and used the ripper on, that is the one that is doing better than our other fields. So it's all good. We're actually in a pretty good way across all of our fields. Which I'm quite pleased about. Having had the ripper go through everything in field 5 And for that to be our top environmental score is really, really impressive. We're about halfway through the field and we are at 97% full. So I think we'll probably make it through the rest of this row before we're full. In fact, yeah, if we're going to be at like 98, 99% like that, I think now is the time to empty. So we'll fold this up. Where is the best place to sell stones? Oh, Central Exports is... actually, Debris Crusher is the worst one. Central Exports will take it and Stone Sales will take it. Central Exports, though, is the best because that is right here. Yeah, Central Exports is right in the middle here. Closest one to our farm. So let's head down there and get these dropped off and make a nice little bit of money from this extra work we're having to do. We should make back about £240 from this, I think. In which case, we'll end up making 10% per load. We're looking at getting 2 loads, 10% of the leasing cost per load. So we're looking at getting about 2 loads off this field. There we go, 239 plus £5 environmental score. Absolutely fantastic. So 244 off this load. So with the same coming off the next load, yeah, that's 20% of our leasing cost for this for today. We'll get repaid just by the stones we take off this field, which is brilliant. I mean, that is a nice little bring back or reimbursement for what we're doing, which is very good news because, yeah, it has cost us a couple of grand to get this leased, to get this job done. So back up the field. We'll unfold this again. Get ourselves into place. Oh, there you go. Unfold. Get up, turn it on. Drop it down. And away we go again. Oh, I think we've got less than half the field to go, actually. So, yeah, not going to get quite as much as we got last time, I don't think. Yeah, we're getting far fewer stones on the back half of this field. So, looks like we're not going to get anywhere near another full tank on this stone picker. Not the end of the world. You know, I'm not expecting to make a huge amount off here. Does mean that we can do it in only 2 runs, which is great. And we can go and return the stone picker as soon as we have dropped the stones in it off. So we might as well make the money, even though we're not going to make very much. We are not going to get much over half full, I think, of this. Looking at it, we have about 3 rows left. So let's see how we go and see how much we get out of that. We do have rain on the way. I don't know how far away it is. It's not going to affect us very much today. But yeah, it is going to get a little bit wet, even though the sky right now is looking nice and clear. It was actually just 2 rows left. And at the end of this, we're only just over 50%. Wow. Oh, I missed just a small pile in that corner. Let's grab those. There we go. So yeah, 51%. I was expecting far more of this than that. Just 1.5 full loads off here into our ELHO. So we can head back now down to Central Exports, get this tipped, and make about another 120,000-ish off these, which will go towards the hiring. Yeah, is a little bit less than I was expecting. Not bad for a morning's work, getting that much in. And clearing that field, which of course was our main aim. All 1,039 litres tipped in. And £124 plus fees, so 127 in total. That is perfect. And yeah, we don't have any more to do. So we'll return that quickly. Turn that, yes, okay. Just leaves us with the tractor, so we're going to hook the mower up to this. Actually, We'll go and hook the seeder up to this and get this going on the field. And then I think we'll get our little New Holland going and get that doing the mowing. As we filled the roller stroke grass planter with seed last time, we won't need to refill it this time. It should be all good to go. So back this up here, pick it up, and yes, we are full of seed, full of grass seed. I'm going to set this going. I'm going to set this going from this end, and we'll put a hired worker on it. So onto there, and oh no, that, no field found, hire. There you go, and yeah, there it goes, and it is planting grass. Oh, look here, we have grass and nothing. So perfect. Right, let's go and get our little New Holland. In fact, we don't need the New Holland because the New Holland doesn't have the mower on it. This does. So this is our John Deere 2280 mower. Yeah, this is our mower on here. I'd completely forgotten we had this. And yeah, it's fantastic. I think this will also windrow, but we're not looking to do that. So can we choose? No, we can't choose whether it does windrows or not. So what I want to do is just go and cut with this. Yeah, our other tractor is doing that. We are going to go over to here and set this up. I've been wanting to use this since we got that really good deal on it, because it's only got just under 6 hours on it. Let's go into the field slightly. I think our PTO is all hooked up. So start it up. Down it goes. And yeah, there we go. And it automatically windrows. If we were doing pickup, but we're not doing pickup, we are going to be running the tedder over this and getting this turned into hay. And the added bonus is cutting this now means that the whole field will then be lined up and we'll be ready to cut at the same time next time. Because of the weird shape of this field, the way I'm going to do it is two sides, slowly working my way across. So I'm going to go down here, and when we've got down to here, I'm then going to go along this edge, turn immediately all the way around and come back this way, so that we are able to keep working this sort of this L shape that we've got here, which makes more sense to me to keep things running along that. We do have the rain coming down now. I am hoping it's going to be a fairly short shower. Yeah, looks like it's not going to hang around for more than a couple of hours. So it'll be burnt through by about 2 o'clock. That's not too bad. We'll be able to get the tedder out then and start drying this grass out. And a fairly short shower means that it won't cause too much issues from that point of view. And yeah, this little mower is doing a fantastic job. We don't need much more, to be honest, with the small amount of grass that we're dealing with on this farm. And so yeah, this will keep us going really rather well. The turning circle on this little mower is fantastic. I mean, we lift it up at the end, we can spin right round and straight back in like that. Absolutely brilliant. Makes it really, really easy to move around in tight spaces. Not that we have any particular tight spaces here, but it does make things all the more efficient by the fact that we can turn around in such a small space, and means that we waste very little time with turning on this field. And yeah, I can reverse up easily like that, and then back into this row here. And you can see the lime is disappearing as we cut this, as is the difference between the grass. which is going to be great. It's going to even things up, and when we come to cut both of these fields, hopefully in about September time, just before our cotton and our maize becomes ripe, we should end up with another really good harvest of hay off here. We're moving quite quickly through this field now, and if I can get this field tedded today, that would be fantastic. It would mean that all we have to do next time is get it baled and, well, get it rowed and baled, neither of which is a particularly hard task. We would then need to get this field rolled, because that's the big issue we've got, is that this field needs rolling. Our yield isn't particularly high on here, is the only thing. It looks like we're getting the high 80s to mid 90s on here, so we're definitely not getting 100% yield. I'm not sure any of these or any of this field is actually loam, but that would be 125% yield if it was. Let's take a look in here. What do we got? We've got sandy loam and silty clay, so either side of the loam, and pH is fine, although seems to be a little bit higher where it was before. Nitrogen levels are low on here, so maybe we need to get a little bit more on here. We need to get some more nitrogen on this field, so a little bit more fertilizer sprinkled around. I would do it with the with our slurry, but we're not really in a position to do that. Maybe when we get the BGA started up and we start producing a lot of digestate, we can use the slurry on this field and we can use the digestate on our other fields, which would probably make more sense. So this will finish off this row of grass here. We've got a little bit to clean up towards the other end. But, yeah, this end of the field is much thinner than the other. So let's just send the existing grass through again and add this to the pile. And then we've just got a few more up and down rows, and that will then clear off the rest of here. Our tractor is only just past halfway through seeding the other field with grass by the looks of things. So that is going to take a little bit longer to finish than this field is. And our tractor has stopped because the tank is empty. It is just over halfway through, so that's good news. We can go and spoon some into the tank from the big bags rather than getting everything out. We'll go and just scoop some in. It's only a couple of 100 liters. If it was an entire big bag's worth, I'd be less inclined to do it. But we should be able to do this fairly easily by hand. So open that up. There we go. And reverse it up. Place it down on the ground. There we go. That's refilled. Let's put the lid back on. Like that. Up. And yeah, 200 liters. Fairly easy to grab out of a big bag and refill without having to get the front loader out and go through all of that rigmarole. And then we can get this started going again. And just like that, the rain is gone. Yep. We are coming to the end of here, so we'll be able to get this tedded now, which is great news. And that means, yeah, all we have to do is get it rowed up and then baled after that. Meanwhile, our seeder is still going strong and working its way through that field. So that I'm expecting to be finished today as well, which is great. I don't know whether we have to roll that grass in or whether the fact that that is a roller as well as a seeder will sort that out. This, though, is all cut. So I'm going to go and take this and get the tedder on it. Let's put our mower back in the shed. I should be able to spin it around and get it into position. So like that, and back between these two. There we are. And then we want to grab this. So let's drop the weight down at the back. Oh, in order to get the hydraulics to work, I need to turn the tractor on. Drop that off. We will drop the front big bag pickup off as well. And then go and grab the tedder, which is out here next to our windrower. Right. And yeah, our roller is, which would sit next to this normally, of course, is out in the field. And this is a little bit wider than the bit of kit we've just been using. So should work a lot faster. Yeah, this is going to cover... Ooh, not quite 3 rows. I think trying to make it cover 3 rows is not going to work well. We'll try and keep everything in the field, so we'll start a little bit in, turn it on, drop it down, and yeah, we can definitely get 2 rows with this. So that will be the way to go. And oh, it's moving 2 miles an hour slower than the mower was, but it is doing 2 rows at a time. Made short work of the headlands and worked out fairly well. Still kept some of the form of them, but that's not a huge surprise. And actually, I don't mind that too much. We're just trying to TED this so that we can get it baled up next game day, I think. Yeah, we'll get this. We're looking at getting this road and baled next time, and then we can set the baler or the roller off on here, and that should mean it gives a kickstart to the actual field, to the grass growing, and means it jumps a stage rather than being harvested. It counts as being first stage growth, which really helps us to get another cut in as quickly as possible. And yeah, 2 rows at a time is making this a lot quicker of a job. I think we're only 4 rows from completing this side of the field. It seems I can make it just about stretched to doing 3 rows, but that's rather worrying because I don't want to miss any on the outer edge. And if you do, it's a pain in the butt to clean it up. But it has managed to take 3 rows there, which means I've only got 2 rows, or one more run actually that way to complete that, and probably about 2 more after this one to complete the rest of the field. So yeah, that's looking all pretty well, except for when you do that. Yeah, if you're taking 3 rows, you need to make sure that you can get all 3 rows at all times. The final row, and once this is done, that will be this cleared off. And looks like our seeder is not too far from being done as well, so that's good. Looks like I've got a little bit of cleanup to do, so we'll have to go and get that bit that got missed down the side here. Again, this is the downside to doing 3 at a time. But done 2 at a time, it would have taken me an extra run to get it done. But it's got it done ever so slightly quicker because we've done it this way. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with our progress. So that up and off. And we can take this back to the shed now. Maybe give it a wash down. In fact, I have noticed that the tedder is below 50% in its repairs. So let's get that into the repair shop and just give that a quick fix. We want to make sure it's as efficient as possible. So repair that, 323, and that's brilliant. So back out of here and back round over here. I'm expecting, what I'd really like to do, and what I'm expecting to do, is try and make the red shed over there somewhere where I can repair stuff. That would be absolutely brilliant. If I could do that, that would be wonderful, because I'm not a huge fan of that end repair shed on here. To me, it's a bit boring and a bit drab and doesn't really say repair shed to me. Whereas the one with the underfloor channels, that works really well as that. And I'm slightly surprised actually when Giants first put that shed in. Oh, we don't want to be moving. Let's get this parked. That they didn't make that a repair shed, or didn't put a repair functionality into this shed, because it seems an obvious one for it. I mean, I would love to have had this area and this all a repair shed, and then you have the icon in here to come in and repair whatever's in here, or even on the side here. I think there might be a version of this on the mod hub which does have repair abilities, but yeah, I think that's a little bit of a missed opportunity to me for that shed, that it doesn't have that facility. Right, this seems to have stopped. Oh wow, which is broken, both the tractor and the seeder. So we need to fix both of those. We might as well do the last row ourselves though and get this field finished. I think this can go slightly faster than this though. Yeah, there we go. And that has just about got our field done. There we are, right up to the corner. Turn it off, and yeah, the tractor especially, because we're going to be using the tractor again soon. These need to get into the repair shed. So we'll take these around the back and get them repaired. There's so many different ways around the back of this farmyard, but this will do it. There we are. And into the repair shed. Fix these two up. Oh wow, 2,238. This tractor is getting expensive. Yeah, and there we go. So that is everything repaired up. Our fields are all done, and that is where we're going to leave it today. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.